Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it is a narration of a message that I received. Strange things do happen in this world. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I am a man who is into this business of fixing people's car. I am a mechanic by profession. I am here in my country, which is Zim. And I want to tell you what happened to me. I want to tell you that story about what happened to me by the time that I got bit by a poisonous snake. Whilst I was busy trying to steal this other part that was not broken at all, when I was busy fixing my client's car. So I am a man who is a mechanic, like I told you. I am staying in an area here in Epworth, but in an area that is called Overspill under Epworth. So I have been in this business, I can say, for a very long time, and I used to operate in an area just close to Dombora Mari, and at that place, that was when I had my own garage. I used to have my garage where I used to fix the cars. The place is called Stopover. So, and I am a mechanic who only specializes in fixing Mercedes-Benz cars. Only those are the cars that I specialize in. So whenever any client of mine will bring his Mercedes-Benz to me, you know that the car parts for the Mercedes-Benz, they are quite expensive, and most of the guys that own this Mercedes-Benz, usually they have money. So when you tell them that I need to fix ABC, then they won't even ask you a lot of questions. They'll just say it is fine, then you will fix it. So whenever someone would bring his Mercedes-Benz to me, I'll then point at this other part that will still be okay. And when I'll point at that part and I'll say this part and this part, those ones, we just need to throw them away because they do not work anymore. But what will be happening is that in the same garage, my garage, there will be another Mercedes-Benz that will have a broken part, and I will later on remove that part from the car of this other guy that I'll be lying to him, telling him that your car part is broken. So I'll simply switch the parts from one Mercedes to another, then I'll make double the money. So there was this other rich guy who came, quite a young man. So this guy who is very wealthy, he stays in an area that is called Chadcom. So he came with his Mercedes-Benz, and when I looked and when I listened to the sound of the car, I then figured it out that it was not a very big problem, but I made it to be such a big problem. And I told him that, unfortunately, boss, you cannot return back with your car because I won't be able to fix it today. I wanted him to give me a lot of money, and already I had seen that there was this other part that I could actually remove, and this car could operate for a very long time before it would have broken down without that sensor that was needed in another car that was there at my own garage. So this man, I told him that I needed at least him to pay me $350 so that I can go and buy that brand new part, which was a lie at all. This rich guy said, but my car does not have a problem. I got this car from a dealership. It was brand new, and I don't understand when you are telling me that you need $350 so that my car can stop showing this sign on the dashboard, Brother Nashi. And I then said to him, well, if you are a mechanic, why don't you fix this illuminating light that is appearing on your dashboard and leave my garage? Then that guy apologized and he said, okay, it is fine, let me give you the money. So this guy, when he gave me the money, I said, it is already too late. I will go to town tomorrow, because I didn't want him to wait for me or to go with me to buy that part, because I was just going to fix his car without buying anything. So he left the money for me, and I just left his car, and I said I'll do it tomorrow morning, because I knew that this car did not have a very big problem. So when I woke up the following morning, That was when I started to fix the other cars, because as for his car, it really had a very small problem. There was just some small adjustments that were supposed to be done so that the sensors will not keep on lighting the dashboard like they were doing. So I started fixing the other cars. By the time that I started to fix his car, that was when I said, let me remove this car part, because already there was another buyer who had told me that he was willing to pay me 150 US dollars if I was going to remove that part from the car, then insert it into his car. But he didn't know that I will be stealing from another client's car. He said, just try to go around the scrapyards, please. Just find a second-hand part for me if it is possible. I called him and I said, oh boss, you can now give me that 150 US dollars because I already have that part. Do you want me to sell it? He said, no, let me send the money to you right now. He then sent the money to me. So by the time that I opened the bonnet of that car, as I was about to remove that part from this rich guy's Mercedes-Benz, that was when I saw that there was a snake that had suddenly coiled itself around my hand. And this snake, I don't even know what kind of a snake that it was. Maybe if there are people out there who knows a lot about snakes, maybe they can tell me. So this snake that bit me, it was like yellow in color, but it had a little bit of shades of black. And this snake, it was really big, Brother Nash. It was as big as a python. This snake, it just bit me once. After this snake had bitten me, it then disappeared. I just saw it just sliding underneath the engine. So I started to scream. My boys and some clients that were there, they came and we started looking for that snake. We looked everywhere. With the way that this snake was big, we should have found it, but we looked for it and we could not even find it. What started happening, Brother Nash, is that I started to feel really dizzy, like really, really dizzy. Then I fell down, and when I woke up, I then saw that my hand, my right arm, it started changing color. It was changing its color and it was becoming yellowish. Then they called my wife. Then my wife came and she had some money because we were supposed to rush to the hospital. I also told my boys to call the owner of this Mercedes-Benz, but when the owner of that Mercedes-Benz came to the garage, I thought that he was going to tell me what was wrong with my arm, why I had found a snake inside the engine of his car. But this guy, when he came back, he came with this other mechanic who looked at the car. Then that mechanic managed to fix the car in less than 5 minutes. So that rich guy, when he came with the mechanic then fixed the car. Then the car was okay. That man then demanded his money back, and I said I could not give him his money back because I had already bought the brand new car part that I had inserted in his car, but I was lying to him. This was just a lie. So that guy then said, it is fine, you are going to pay me back. You think you are very clever. That was when I was rushed to the hospital. When they went with me to the hospital, they went to this other hospital that is called Howard Mission. When they took me there, they said that they can't even find what is wrong with me because they are surprised. They said that if I had been bitten by a poisonous snake, I should have been dead already. So I stayed there until they finally discharged me, and they said that they do not know what is happening to me. My hand turned and it became like yellow. But now what is happening is that my hand, Brother Nashi, it is losing a lot of its flesh. Like my hand, each and every day, it is getting thinner and thinner, thinner and thinner. Right now, I can't even lift my own hand anymore. I've lost the ability to use my right arm and I can't even control it. Sometimes it can start to vibrate. I have tried to go to different prophets and I was told that this man that I tried to rob, this man, he is a ritualist. So that snake that bit me, it is one of his theologies. This man, I was told that he has some bottle stores, so he uses this snake because he does not want people to steal from him. I don't know what am I supposed to do. This guy, when I returned back to him, he threatened me and he told me that he can actually get me arrested, since we all know that you cannot go to someone and tell them that you have bewitched me. So by that time, when I went to his place and I said, please, can you remove whatever your snake did to me? Because what is happening to me is not normal at all. That was when he said, oh, so you are saying that I am a witch who bewitched you. Let me go to the police. So I ended up begging him and I returned back home. Right now, I can't even work anymore. All that I do is that I direct my boys to fix the cars that are still coming to my garage. But as for me, I can't even work anymore. I am just useless because I never trained myself to use my left arm, since I am a right-handed man. If there is anyone who can assist me so that I can get much better, please tell me, so that I will go to that place where you would have directed me to. Because me being a mechanic, that is where I get the money to take care of my family. I do not want my family to suffer because of what I did. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brothers. So that was the narration of his story. Strange things do happen in this world.